Today, we're going to be going over how to find a profitable Amazon FBA product to sell. So I'm using Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout is a software that I think was around before the Big Bang. This is an old one. And so what I've done is I've gone product research, and then this is collapsible. So I've gone opportunity finder next, and then collapse this, also collapsible. Okay, here we are. So before I forget, also be sure to like and subscribe down below. I know I haven't necessarily given much value yet at this point, but if you stick around, I am going to. So we're going to select some categories here. And now let me just give some context. I'll try and do the context while I'm kind of selecting some stuff so that we can actually get this video moving forward. So what we're actually looking for, these are kind of fun. You can use these if you want. Strong price point. Sets a minimum of 30, for instance. Cool, we like that. Strong price point with high demand. Monthly units sold to 750, also agree. And good opportunity. Okay, and then we could even go search volume, minimum of 1,000. So check this out. We're gonna hit search. Just that's simple. And we've got 140 options that meet our criteria we just set up. And check this out. This is insanely cool. So we have niche scores, which is essentially Jungle Scout's evil robot calculating service. And then price points, really important. Search volume, super important. And then what I like to see is that this search volume and this price point are over 1,000 and over 30,000. The reason I didn't say over 10,000 or 5,000 or 7,000, which ultimately might be one that I want to find, is because sometimes you can find that from this. You know what I mean? Like I go look at this on Amazon, and then it leads me to other keywords. So at this stage in the process, I'm not too worried about it. And now when we talk about profitability, it's not so much something you're going to be worried about too much at this stage. The biggest thing that you can do to set yourself up for success in the beginning is, again, just to focus on there is traffic and there's a higher price, right? Those things alone kind of dictate being able to profitably convert that traffic at a price that, well, the higher the price, the more likely it is you're going to be profitable. That starts us off. And so now a lot of this is highly seasonal. So we can also do this. Check this out. Just pull that down to very low to medium and look what happens. Now we just have 57 ideas, but a lot of them should not be seasonal. Some of them slipped through the cracks a little bit, but that's okay. Just a frog. 38,000 for frog. What does that mean? I'm going to open that one just for curiousness. Research chemicals? I don't like the sound of that. What is a kindling cracker? A crochet blanket kit. Okay, it could be interesting. Not clicking on the snow stuff, the freeze snow. We're ending that here soon, you know. It's going to be February tomorrow, so. And urinator. And what is that? Deer deterrent. Yarn. Okay, so we got like quite a few ideas. And so now, as simple as that. If you want more ideas, come back through here and go, okay, that becomes the new max. Oh, it won't let me do that with this on. So I have to actually turn those off. Right, so there we go. So now we could just do like 400. And, okay. 750 there. So then that's a completely different list of ideas technically. And we could even set a max. You know what I mean? Because we had the minimum. So any idea that comes up now will be different by definition. It has to be. So yeah, there's quite a few things here. So what is a butterfly needle? I don't know. As long as it has over 1,000. Search volume again. I'm going to click on it and check it out. Dental putty. Interesting one. So I'm picturing like braces. Back in the day I had braces. Comment below if you ever had braces. And anyway, it goes over like the backbone and starts getting like cutting into your mouth and stuff. So now moving on. We did click on this. I'm curious. Frog. So there's frog fuel. I wonder what people mean when they type frog. Also, organically ranked is like a frog for bass fishing, top water. That's fun. But I think they're talking about this. Protein. Energized collagen protein frog. Must be what that is. Frog fuel. Okay. Yeah, they have a lot of sales. Nothing else really does well. Looks really random. So we're going to leave this one alone. Very seasonal, again. And tough to change. So here's a good example of how not to be profitable. Maybe we'll start there. If I source this product, as many of these sellers have done, these are new private label sellers, I don't ever stand a chance of winning. That's harsh, but it's true because it's clearly the same product. And so then what do I, as a consumer, let's be honest with ourselves, what do I do? So we're trying to prove profitability here. So any one of them has to start at a price where when someone purchases, there's enough money left over for me. $60 seems to be the agreed upon spot. Okay, so now I just pick, they're all clearly the same. And so where's the cheapest one? 54. This one gets my sales. And it has the most sales out of all of them. Okay, and then the same thing keeps happening. Like this guy is screwed because it's just no one's ever going to buy that one. And so profitability starts at getting people to buy the product. So uniqueness of the offer, as long as what you're offering is valuable, pretty much goes hand in hand with profitability. Like when, oh, if I want theirs, I have to get it from them kind of thing. So like we can see this one sold 2,000 this month at $100. So that's a lot of money, $200,000. And over 1,000 sold of this one, which is smaller. Yeah, this is the XL, smaller one. And then those are just sponsored of the same two. So they basically have the whole top row just with their two offers because of their sponsored posts for each, or listings, sorry. Everything else is pretty much doomed to fail. I know I'm being like kind of harsh here, but we can just see it in the sales and in what's being offered here. A lot of poor reviews, a lot of very few reviews. And then the products that do exist are all duplicates of each other. So don't get trapped into this. It's a good way to not be a profitable Amazon seller is when inherently there has to be some level of integrity and honesty here. When you're thinking about what you're going to do, you're just straight up like, yeah, no one else has what I have. Like just no one. Okay, it's not similar. There's no mistake that could be made. So if I have this, yet nothing else is like that. And maybe I even, found a domestic supplier for something like this. And this looks like it's probably patented. That's probably why there's no other ones like it. Or they're just like manufacturing it themselves and no one has copied them yet. But let's not get too caught up in this. So when we're determining profitability, typically we want to look at, could I sell at the same exact price as what's here for the best selling, one of the best top 5 selling products? Meaning like, okay, if I were to sell a $79 product, Magic, this is, okay, so there's a few things going for you here. It's actually a pretty good example, but I just have to talk through quite a bit of this. So start here in general. Get quotes really quickly, so move to getting a quote right away. And just see like, well, what does it cost me to get this thing? Okay? Because if I can be, and we could look at something like profitability calculator here to give you an example of what I mean. So we open this up, it starts at generic settings, right? Like, okay, it's gonna cost you $7 to ship and $16 to source. And if that's true, here's the case. Now that's fine. And when you open this, typically that's what you see, about 30%, 35%, 40%, 42%. It's like somewhere in that range almost always. But things are wildly different when it comes to profitability. So that can't be true all the time. And here's why. This is an assumption. So the quicker we can change this from an assumption to a fact, and we know, oh, it's not 16, it's 28. Okay, well then, all in, right, with shipping. Okay, so now we've just moved down roughly 15, 20% less profitable. It went from 38 to 32. And she had $5. Or sorry. My math is not mathing. That's okay. You know what I mean? All right, so once we know that this is actually reliable, then this starts to at least mean something. Now, this is assuming you made an organic sale. Anytime you're launching a brand, assume for the first 6 months, most of your sales are coming from you paying for them, meaning advertising your product. And to give you some hope, it's not just like to scare you off, I was doing like 60-40 ad to organic sales within my first 2 months of launching my brand. Okay. So they scaled together because the organic ranks listings are getting pushed up and ranked really well. And so that one actually did get purchased a lot. Speaking of that, in the other costs area, we have to do our best job. Again, this is why there's some risk naturally in entrepreneurship, is because you have to guess things. Things aren't certain. Like when I agree to work for somebody, I agreed to earn this wage and work this long for this much money. This is not like that. And so we have to assume I'm going to work this long, and I'm going to assume I can do it for this price, and I'm going to assume it's going to cost me this much to run on ads. So really, when you start getting good at mapping out what that looks like, meaning, okay, here's 3 case scenarios of what the profitability of this product looks like. Just starting at, I have their exact product. Okay, now if I have their exact product and all of this lines up, and say I have a 10% conversion rate, and so it ends up costing me whatever the cost per click here is. Let me just do some guessing at this point so we don't go too deep in the weeds. Say it cost me $10 to make a sale. Okay, now we're down to 23% margins. All things considered, if this was actually true, I was sourcing this product all in for 28, and then I was spending $10 to make a sale. This looks great, right? I mean, great. As in, it is profitable. Like, I'm making money making that exchange. Where people get stuck is that they think that they're going to convert the same and sell the same number of units as this person with the same product. Because we just said, hey, I have the same exact thing. How profitable is it? Because that's our starting point. Now that I have that, I can start asking about how much it would be to change things. And so really, right off the bat, we know we need a unique offer, and we know we have to start from a place that matches whatever they're selling for. I have to be profitable to compete with them at a similar price point. Once this kind of opens up the whole like, okay, now I know it'll be profitable if I do the same exact thing as them. As sure as you are, they have some things going in their favor, meaning they have social proof, they maybe have outside traffic, they have a certain stickiness the Amazon algorithm has, where like as you do better and better and better, prove yourself more and more and more, it works more and more and more in your favor, and you make more and more and more and more money. It's part of what makes it so powerful, but also so hard to sell against some well-established sellers sometimes. So if this seller is actually doing well with a relatively subpar product, and I can sell the same subpar product profitably alongside them, and I can completely customize the product that I'm going to sell to make it the best product in the market and still stay at a similar price as them, I've kind of cracked the code to profitability. Now, this might have to be a multi-part series here. I don't want this to drag on forever, the idea of explaining this, but it's simpler than you think. Just when you have an idea that you think might work, go see, can I compete alongside the best of the best at just what they're selling? Like literally, can I find a manufacturer that can provide it for me? Because if not, everything else is kind of in vain. Once I have some ideas, then I can customize that quote with things that I'm going to change. Okay, this is the real last part I was going to say about this market specifically. Changing something like this is almost impossible for a beginner. It's iron. and it like literally looks like it was forged customly in, I think it's in New Zealand or something. So anyone that's going to start trying to get into this market immediately goes to Alibaba, picks one of the first cheap things that looks like it does the same thing, and then you kind of fall into this circle, same thing with everyone, right? So when you're going into a market, prove it, like prove it ahead of time with numbers, and then anything that you change, make sure no one else has it. And if they have it, you've already done yourself a little bit of a disservice. It's not that no one has my product, but they certainly don't sell it the same way that I do. Well, technically no one has my product, right? It's completely custom. But that, like, there's people who try to do similar things, but just doesn't really stick, right? So it's a little bit complicated, but it's really not that bad. So like crochet blanket kit. I see what's going on here. So it's just like the stuff you need to make this exact blanket. So it's heavily designed forward, and it looks a little bit like it's more for less. So the one that's winning is the one that has the most stuff. Because people are probably like, well, I can make other stuff with that too. Okay, but anyway, like, so for instance, this is a little bit of a okay, this one actually does really well. Yeah, so 1,000 sold in the past month, this one alone. It doesn't even have great reviews. So designs like this, but not this one, can I sell for $34 and be profitable? And can I sell it with ads and still be profitable and cost per click and conversion rate? Okay, cool. If that's the case, I can just do the same exact thing and be profitable. Now I can introduce making a more valuable version of it. I can go read all the reviews. I can look at start to do that part of it. The problem a lot of people make is they started trying to do that part right away on everything that they do. So they have all these ideas, and then like no execution, and nothing is done. So if we just start like moving forward to opening up the actual sales avenue, like, okay, there's a manufacturer in line for everything I'm interested in. These are the ones I can actually customize within reason and still be profitable. Okay, now you have something. And so it's unique to you. It's profitable based off the math that again, you have to make assumptions here, but everything we can see tells us that. And how do we protect our downside? So is there anything we can do? Can we do an NDA to like not working domestically helps with this, like not let other sellers get our product. So might be able to formulate something similar to you, create something similar to you, but they can never sell my story. And so the last piece of this is we wrap up everything we've done and changed inside of a unique feeling and a unique story arc and a unique creative style that is true to our brand. And so even if way down the road people start trying to copy that, it's too late, right? The people are already on board with what you're doing, and the social proof starts to build to an undeniable level, and it's self-reinforcing. I'll keep going through here. Okay, so like this is what is the urinator thing? I don't even know. It looks too complicated for me to figure out personally. Like there's a lot going. There's wires. I'm ignorant. I'm gonna plead ignorance with this one. Deer deterrent. Some EPA registry stuff going on here. Interesting though. Interesting. Butterfly needles. Oh, yep. Don't want to sell anything like that. And then Dental Buddy. This is one that I thought maybe like if there wasn't a cool brand yet, which doesn't actually look like it. So this is a good example, right? Put yourself in this person's shoes. You have just gotten Invisalign or braces or something. You need some type of... Is this what I think it is, right? Putty. What is it actually for? Maybe, I was imagining it was like the stuff you put... Oh, those are just tools. Put over teeth to not make them hurt. Damaged teeth. Huh, this is interesting. What the heck is this? You just like make yourself teeth? I don't think I understand. Doesn't look like people are too happy with this. Does look like people still buy it. Tooth repair kit. I wonder, this is an interesting idea, kind of. Very specific customer that definitely is in pain. like has a problem. Oh my God, 700,000 in a 47-cent bid. What in the heck is going on here? Okay, so what they did is pretty smart. They started to do something the right way, which is like create something that stands off the page, like it's literally high contrast. And so my eye went to that one. And so then this is where we get into like the creative tricks, and like that stuff also plays in profitability. So like I said, this might have to be a multi-part video. Profitability is something that is so broad. Like there's so many things that affect it. Everything the customer sees affects your conversion rate, your price, your social proof, the listing, what the listing is showcasing. Okay, so how you did during R&D, all of that affects profitability. So really, in creating a highly profitable product to sell the first time, again, just get really strict with your numbers. Just like, okay, worst case scenario, if I spend this much on ads, I have a better product than them, and I sell for the same price as them, and I'm still profitable, then you probably will be. If you're just like throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks, good luck, right? Seriously. Because I did that for years, and well, sometimes it worked. A lot of the times it also did not work. So just with some thinking, you can make it through this. So I'm here to help you. If you ever need help, feel free to reach out to me or leave a comment down below, and we'll see what we can do. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.